One rule from Jordan Peterson that completely changed my life was the rule 2 in the 12 rules of life, where he says, treat yourself like somebody you are responsible for. See, this advice came at a very perfect time when I had just finished university and I was waiting for my national youth service. At the time, I had my late grandma living with us, and she was always in constant need of medical care. Some days I'll be the only one behind the house while everybody leaves the house because I was done with uni and I was the only one free at the moment. I was working from home. I kind of realized that we're always taking care of her health. Whenever she has drugs to take, we would make sure she takes that drug at the same time. And shortly around that same time, the National Youth Service Corps embraces us to tells us to go and get medical report from hospitals. Now you have two options in Nigeria. One is like obviously it's illegal. The other one is just fucking do your medical report. The other one you can fake it. It's cheaper to fake it. So I was like, no, I have never had a proper medical report. Let me go in for my actual medical report. The moment I walked into the hospital and the nurse checked my pulse, immediately something just went off. She checked it 3 times, and I was thinking maybe the device was bad because she had to use a second device for the third checkup. After checking it, she called in a doctor. The doctor called in further doctors, and I was like, come, what the fuck is going on here? And they were like asking me, am I athletic? I'm like, do I do any sports? I said, no, I don't do any sports. So one, I think, of the senior doctors, two of them were like, we need to check his heart. There's a problem somewhere. Another doctor looked at me very well and asked, do I do any form of sport at all, even though I'm not into sports? I said, yes, I do long distance running. So apparently, around that same time, I was preparing to join the Nigerian Army after my national youth service was done. And I used to run long distance every 1 or 2 days. Long distance, 5K, 10K. At that moment, please don't blame me. I was basically somebody who was trying his best to meet up with some physical demands and shit. Some physical and mental challenging tasks. So at that moment, they're like, your excessive workout has caused stress on your heart. And was I need to do like further tests? Or guess what? Further test or basically I had to do further tests to know what is going on. And I swear to God, at that moment, I felt like, you know what? This is the moment doctors tell you you have 6 months left. And I was like, nah, you know what? Fuck it. At that moment, I was like, it's life. But at the same time, I was introduced me to Buddhist concept of life is suffering. And to be very frank, you should take life easy. Mind you, at this time, I really did not have accurate goals. I didn't have a clear vision of what I wanted. All I knew was I was surviving. And then I started reflecting about life, right? Thinking that, you know what, maybe after a couple of tests they gave to me, they may give me very bad news because I don't want surgery. I really don't want surgery. I don't want all things heart surgery. So I was going to work one day and I started thinking to myself, treat yourself like somebody you're responsible for taking care of. And I started to remember how many people I have taken care of in the past and have backstabbed me. My dad gives me stories of people he has genuinely taken care of, but backstabbed him. I noticed that he never really felt bad because he did everything with good intentions. Same thing with my mom. And I'm wondering here, I've looked at my life, there are a lot of people who have given things to, but never appreciated them. I used to host classes in my uni days. We bring people together, teach them certain things in programming, math, basically anything that the teachers in the class. I'll take them after. And everything was done for free. There are basically people who would only come to me during exams, and I was basically helping everyone. Even looking at women I was talking to back then, women barely even noticed me. But I was trying my best to want to get them to notice me. And I kind of figured that was like not making sense. In my mind, I was like, fuck it, this is a period where I may not live long, right? But I don't know how long I have to live. But fuck it, let me just go ahead and just think about my life carefully. Which was a very life-changing period because that's where most of my drastic shift came from. Thinking that, you know what, I'm going to die. I might as well just do what the fuck I want to do. And trust me, that mindset is completely amazing. I don't ever wish I would do stupid stuff, but I mean things like, what are the ideas that I have in my head? And to be very, very frank, I still live that way. I still from time to time try to tap back into that feeling where I'm like, I know that I may not live up to a year, right? But what do I have to do? And trust me, that's made me live a life that I think I genuinely want to live. Now, it's a topic for another day, but circling back now is, I was seeing myself buying gifts for women that really did not really value me. I was doing stuff for people just to get their validation. And at that moment, I was like, I'm taking care of my grandmom, but instead, in that process, neglecting my own health. That is when everything just changed. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Ever since, my health priority, things that is priority, My own mental health priority, even to the point where, you see, the more you show yourself love, right? I don't mean like, I don't mean in a narcissistic way, because other people, they are full on narcissists, and which is different. The difference is you're showing yourself care because you have to give yourself first before you begin to give others. Narcissists barely give anything to anyone. But what I'm going to is, because I had this idea in my head, I was able to tell what I could give myself, and that was the first year after my NYC. I gave myself a wristwatch as a gift. Gift for saying you've tried. That was the first year I was able to save 1 million naira, because I had that goal. I was able to save 1 million naira. I barely spent shit on people. And obviously, the next year I moved out of my parents' house, and ever since then it's been bigger goals, simply because I was able to take care of myself like somebody I'm responsible for. Now, this keeps ringing in my head, because from time to time I often see myself doing things that I don't think I'm supposed to be doing to other people. I'm doing it, no, things that I've not even done for myself. I find myself doing it for other people, and it doesn't make any sense. You see, and this is why Jordan Peterson is very, very, because he has a way of bringing in ideas in a way that makes too much sense if you really think it. Now, one idea I'm going to is, it says, it's from the Bible, Matthew. It says, remove the log of wood in your own eye before you go ahead to remove the log of wood in somebody else's eye. What this basically means is, there are problems that are very big standing in front of you. But yet, if you don't treat those, if you don't take care of those problems, right, guess what? You end up looking at somebody's little problems, and that small problem is not up to as your own big problem. So basically, if you're somebody that you're responsible for taking care of, if you're able to look at yourself, look at your results, and tell yourself something is not working somewhere, you have to change. You have to take care of yourself, take care of your health. And it's easy for you to know this by, one, if you ever find yourself judging people, know that you're doing things wrongly, and you're most likely judging something that is wrong with you. Two is, if you ever see yourself by doing this for people that you know you're not bad for yourself, know something is wrong somewhere, you're supposed to give yourself first before giving to the other people. You see, the society will gaslight you to keep doing things for people that you don't want to do. Think about it. They'll tell you how you should give your whole life for a woman. Does she really love you? Does she have a kid? So why are you doing that? I mean, it's all this whole bullshit Nollywood stories will be sold in our head. No. The men that women are chasing are mostly narcissists to some extent. Well, relatively narcissists. Because why? They what they want, and they go for what they want first before they even give to other people. Well, that's the difference. So basically, that's it. I just feel like these days, I feel like just remembering those ideas that really, really changed my life, right? Because obviously, there are many ideas, and it's ideas upon ideas. So thank you for listening for today's ideas that changed my life, right? Why you should take care of yourself first before you take care of other people. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. So my name is Tonore. Because of how much my life has changed, I basically dedicate my life towards creating content for young men. Because we live in a world where young men are just made to feel guilty just because they were born as men. It's ridiculous. So that's all I have to say for you today. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. And bye for now.